Shri Anurag Batra, Mr. Shashank Bajpayee, all the dignitaries and guests present on and off the dais, today's awardees, friends from the legal fraternity, business industry, and media, ladies and gentlemen, namaskar and very good evening to everyone who all are present here. It is a unique event, unique in the sense that the people from business world, journalism, and the lawyers, they all are at the same platform. It is rarely that you will find such a combination. And I also, when I was invited, I got very eager to come here because I thought that what all would happen when all this people from different community would be there on the same platform. So thank you very much. It is my singular honor to be present here amongst you all as chief guest for this award function. I am immensely pleased to know that Business World Group, currently in its 42nd year, is organizing the second edition of BW Legal World and BW Business World's 30 Under 30 Lawyers and Legal Influencers Awards. I also note with appreciation the initiative of the Business World Group to set up BW Legal World in 2019 with the objective of bridging the gap between the business and the legal sectors. It provides a platform for bringing together business leaders and legal luminaries from across the corporate and legal spectrum so as to facilitate inaugurating discussions on the convergence of the field of law and business. Friends, the intersection of law, business, and economics has a crucial role in affecting various facets of our lives, and hence it is a subject that requires much attention. While business tends to thrive in market economies, the law plays an imperative role in sustaining a market economy. The case laws shape both the states and markets, determining the constitutional limits to state intervention in markets and the level of government at which regulation is most appropriate and legitimate through legal mechanisms of non-discrimination, balancing standards, and proportionality. Theologian Michael Novak's essay of Philosophy of Economics looks at the ethical justification of capitalism and business as a system of economics. His thesis is that business is a noble vocation, a work of social justice, and the greatest single institutional hope of the poor in the world. If the poor are to move up out of poverty, Novak's essay notes that the success of democratic capitalism rests in significant measures on the culture and moral habits of the people. Democratic capitalism heavily depends on work habits, family patterns, and metaphysical or religious energies of particular sorts. It will time and again fail to function in countries that lack these particular cultural habits. Fortunately, ladies and gentlemen, our nation's ancient culture heritage has always possessed the requisite ingredients for trade and business to thrive and prosper for the welfare of the masses. In order to achieve the end that business be the most strategic vocation in the work of social justice, the professions, including business persons and lawyers, must foster an underlying culture of moral habits of the people that make capitalism realize its potential for social justice. The natural entropy evident in capitalism makes this job challenging. In any economic system, the human vice of greed is a catalyst for unlawful conduct and excesses. Mindless drift towards outright materialism and mediocrity needs to be reined in through the moral capital ingrained in our culture. Else, unchecked by sufficient moral capital, self-interest and greed will destroy moral capitalism. To recall the famous words of Mahatma Gandhi, the earth has enough resources for every man's need, but not enough for even a single man's greed. Friends, to facilitate the obligation and contribution of the business community towards the society and the nation at large, one of the landmark events in the field of law has been the genesis of corporate social responsibility, CSR. The overall goal of CSR in both to maximize the positive contribution that business can make to social goals such as social justice, environmental protection, or human rights, and to minimize the negatives of business activity. It is here that the law firms as well as the legal professionals become actors in the process of economic globalization. Business lawyers help generate the laws, the legally binding obligations, and the institutional architecture that underpin trade and investment liberalization and privatization. Lawyers remain key guardians at the gateway of justice through the law. It is the legal professionals who remain primarily responsible as agents for upholding the rights of citizens in the face of business transactions or for enforcing minimum baseline requirements of acceptable business behavior from a legal perspective. The legal profession thus serves to be the linchpin of the foundation of CSR. In order for a lawyer to effectively represent a corporation, it is important to make the time to understand and appreciate the business challenges in addition to the legal issues being confronted. Appreciating the intricacies of the business operations and challenges will provide context to solving legal problems. Familiarity with the business platform, that is finance, accounting systems, administrative policies, procedures, and management control are important to a successful operation and provide the necessary tools to take preventive measures to avoid legal challenges. Understanding this dynamic assists the lawyers in examining the facts leading up to the dispute as well as providing context to a possible solution. To all the young budding lawyers who are being awarded today, my wholehearted congratulations to you all. It is indeed a matter of honor and pride for you. I have some humble piece of advice for you all. Whether with the normal clients or with dealing with the business corporations, a lawyer should always exercise independent professional judgment and render candid advice, including advice on moral, social, and political factors relating to the dispute at hand. The role of lawyers in preventing fraudulent dealings in business begins at a much earlier stage than the laws, regulations, and court contemplate. At this initial stage, what is required for a lawyer is virtue and courage of convictions. Further, a lawyer should always be thoroughly prepared with the case at hand and the applicable laws, whether one is arguing in court or when dealing with the client. As to what should be the level of preparation, I will share with you a small story. You see, the legal landscape in our country has produced great luminaries. One such stalwart was Mr. Ashok Kumar Sen. Nobody present here, I think, would require any introduction with respect to Mr. Ashok Kumar Sen. He was a cabinet minister in Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's cabinet and a senior advocate in Supreme Court. Once a junior lawyer engaged him urgently in a matter which was going to come up in Supreme Court on the same day. He agreed to accept the brief, but unfortunately, the junior lawyer could not brief him properly. What happened that when he appeared in the court, he thought that he is appearing for the petitioner, and he argued the entire matter as if appearing for the petitioner. The arguments continued for quite some time. The junior lawyer was perspirating, he was not knowing what to do, how to stop him from arguing. Ultimately, when the recess came, in the lunch, he told him that actually we have engaged you for the respondent, not for the petitioner. He said, all right, don't worry, don't bother, I will handle. After the lunch, Mr. Ashok Sen told the court that whatever I have argued till now, that is the maximum the petitioner side can say. So now, I will give you the rejoinder of this, that how all this is not correct. This is not the correct legal position. And thereby, point by point, step by step, he demolished his entire arguments which he had given prior to lunch. And thereafter, told the court that now you have to decide, because I have argued from both the sides. And definitely the matter was decided in favor of the respondent. So this is the kind of preparation, this is the kind of knowledge a lawyer is required. When you have this much of preparation, you have a confidence within yourself. You can argue, and this is the best example I found, that a senior advocate, he was not perturbed when he was told by his junior counsel that you have argued wrongly. From the other side, you have argued till now. He said, nothing, don't worry, I will handle it. And this is what happens. So, my only sincere advice to my young friends is that don't leave any stone unturned in preparation of your brief. In the legal profession, not very brilliant minds are required, but very laborious people are required. Those who can put in a lot of labor, those who can make themselves very disciplined in their work. A lawyer has to be very, very disciplined. The one who is not disciplined, he cannot success. And there is no method of shortcut in the legal profession. You have to be patient, you have to be good to your clients, you have to be well cultured, you have to be very good natured while dealing with your clients, while presenting your briefs in the court. So these are all people must have given all these advice, so I need not go in detail about all this. So I conclude here with my saying that I once again extend my heartiest felicitations to the young awardees in today's event. I sincerely hope that you all will prove yourself worthy of this recognition and gain many such laurels in future as well. I also ardently hope that apart from excelling in your profession, you will responsibly discharge your duty towards the betterment of society and country as well. I congratulate the organizers for so smoothly organizing this award function, and thank you for so kindly inviting me to be here. I wish you all the best for future endeavors. Thank you. Jai Hind.